After he played with his boats and fish, he'd be ready for a cup of milk. Then August, who liked brushing his teeth, would delay bedtime by splashing water all over the sink. While I cleaned up, he would choose 3 or 4 books from his overflowing red and blue bookcase and wait for me in his twin bed. Tonight, I was disrupting his routine for one reason. I needed to connect with other mothers of black boys.
Why are we going?
Good question. My heart echoed President Obama's sentiment that Trayvon's murder was a national tragedy. This was one of the few moments in history that the death of a black boy was elevated to a national tragedy. I took a beat to consider how to broach the subject. If I gave my sensitive child too much information, he would feel bad without understanding why. If I gave too few details, he would miss the importance of the moment. I did not want to frighten him, but lying wasn't the answer either.
Why, Mama?
He asked again. Because a few weeks ago, a boy named Trayvon Martin was killed walking home, and we want to show our support. I spoke calmly, hoping to give August the impression that, despite using the words boy and killed, my son was safe. I pretended we were just taking a casual stroll to the park, though the circumstances were far from normal. Except, I quickly realized, they were normal. This was my new normal. Most blacks were taught that life was tenuous, and this reality was just part of living in America. Before becoming a mother, I was detached from what that really meant. I lived in an affluent neighborhood and ran with a highly educated, well-traveled crowd. I thought my privilege shielded me from ugly truths about the actual worth of a black life. Trayvon Martin's murder opened my eyes to the new reality black mothers faced every day. There was no guarantee that our boys would arrive home safely from school or back from the store after purchasing Skittles. Trayvon's death grounded my parenting priorities. I went from trying to understand the difference between the Montessori and the Reggio Emilia approaches to education to understanding that I was part of a club whose sole membership requirement was being the mother of a black boy, and feeling the weight of that fear keenly for the first time. Suddenly, I was scared for August, who shared a birthday with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I wept inside because there would be times in August's life when trouble would find him, even if he was just out minding his own business, all because his racial classification was black. Trayvon's death gave me another thing to worry about. Life. How could I protect my son? How could I give him the best life, one where he enjoyed a childhood of trains and dinosaurs, not rallies for the gone too soon? In my new skin as mother of a black boy, I had to think through how we would navigate a world set up to challenge his very existence. The task was daunting and made me feel powerless and small.
Mama, I don't know Trayvon. He must be in Miss Isabella's class.
No, he was a big boy, I said softly.
What does kill mean?
I had seen that one coming. Kill means... I faltered and tried again. Killing is like when you step on ants and they die. August frowned.
Did someone step on Trayvon? That's mean.
I don't know all of the details, but I lied to stop the hole of fear that was swallowing me. There are some mean people in the world, and a mean man killed Trayvon.
Will that happen to me?
I stopped walking and bent down, cupping August's face in my hand, and looked into his beautiful brown eyes. Oh, no, Angel, but you need to know that some people will think just because you're a black boy that you are not smart and funny. They will not care how much you love Elmo or how you got angry when you found out Pluto was a dwarf planet.
Why?
He asked sadly. I don't know. Some people are stupid.
Ooh, you said a bad word.
Oops. I covered my mouth and pretended to giggle.
Can I get on the slide when we get to the park?
August was hopeful. Not tonight, son. I'm not sure if he understood that I had just done something terrible, had stolen some of his innocence. I had no choice. In 10 years, August would be more than 6 feet tall, and people would assume he was older than he really was. He would not be given the boys will be boys benefit of the doubt for speeding or participating in immature class pranks. Trayvon's murder...